Welcome everyone to Nikki Lives Books. Nikki here, and today we have a bookish box to unbox. So this is like the month of unboxing. It does definitely seem like Bookish Box is catching up, so I'm very grateful for that. So this should be the June Young Adult Bookish Box, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and open it up. And yes, this is the June Young Adult Bookish Box. So let's go ahead and go through our newsletter really quickly. So it starts off with the usual, hello, welcome to Bookish Box. Here are your choices and options. Moving on with our lives. It then goes into our theme and all the items in our box, which I'll be reading as I show each item. Then it does go into our adult bookish box for this month. We're going to skip right over that. What I do like, and they changed in this newsletter, is that for the books of the month, if you end up liking them, they do have suggestions of other books that you may like, which I think is a nice addition because I always like more book recommendations. Not like I don't have enough books to read, but you never know. They do also have some book recommendations for a specific trope, which is the Bermuda Love Triangle. So these are books with love triangles in them. We have Felix Ever After, The Summer I Turned Pretty, and These Hollow Vows. And then they also are highlighting some things that are available in the bookish shop. And it says next stop, Foman's Island. So I bet you next month book recommendations are for books that have a fake romance in it. We then get information about our Spotify playlist, which is always a bunch of fun. It's a great way to be introduced to new songs and musicians. And lastly, they have information about their social media. And our theme for our June Young Adult Bookish Box is Love Bites. And that character, of course, is Rowan from Throne of Glass. Let's go ahead and get to our items. So the first item we have is a bookish card wallet. So here is our bookish card wallet, and we have some foiled books on the front, and then the back side is for cards. I actually think this is nice simply because if you're just going somewhere and you just need your ID and your credit card, this is so easy to have. You just stick it in your pocket. If you're actually wearing pants that have pockets, like that's always seems to be the female problem, is that majority of our pants do not have pockets, and I do not understand. But if you do have pockets, this is really nice. It can also be really handy in a clutch because it doesn't take a whole lot of room. So I really like this. This bookish card wallet adds a little literary charm to your everyday essentials while keeping your card safe and secure. Designed by At the Bookish Box. Next, we have a book sleeve, a puffy book sleeve to be exact, and it says Blood and Ash inspired. I have not read From Blood and Ash yet, and yes, it's a crime. I'm hoping that the Bookish Box or another book company will do another special set of From Blood and Ash so I can buy it because I missed out when the Bookish Box did the original release of their special edition. I would really like a special edition of this series, so I'm just going to keep hoping. And especially there are 2 more books supposedly coming out for this series, so I'm really hoping that either the Bookish Box does a re-release of all the books that they've already done special editions for when they do the editions of books 6 and 7, I think. Or that at some point another book company just decides to do special editions of those books. But I digress. Let's go ahead and check out our book sleeve. And it is very beautiful. I do like the design. And I do like the puffiness. It's a very soft material, and I like that it actually folds over and encloses. So what is my deal with book sleeves? I used to not use book sleeves. I thought they were stupid. I didn't like that I got them. I actually gifted to friends all the book sleeves that I got. And then eventually I was just like, oh, I guess they are handy. Like if I do go somewhere and can protect the book in the book sleeve. But especially these book sleeves, the ones that fold out, like I was just like, once these came out in the past year, I was like, what the heck are these? Like, seriously, this is getting out of control. And I want to eat my words because I have found that book sleeves are so handy. So let me show you. One thing that I realized is that I leave my books everywhere in the house. I leave my books in places where water can easily get on them, someone can spill something on them, crumbs can get on them. And I've learned that keeping my book in book sleeves protects them so nicely. And specifically, when I go to read them and put it on a surface that might not be entirely clean, I literally have the whole book sleeve to keep between the surface and my book. And so now I'm obsessed. I'm not even joking. Like, I love these. I love the wraparound book sleeves, the Bookish Box. I would like more. And then same thing goes for the bigger ones, is that you can put the book inside, and then when I'm reading the book, I can lay this out flat, put the book on top, and it does actually protect my book from being placed in like water that happens from like condensation. And you don't always notice it's on the surface, and so you put your book down and then your book's wet, and it just, oh. So now I'm really into book sleeves. I highly recommend using them. So that was my rant about book sleeves. I just had to share that. I am now like a huge fan. Puffy book sleeve. Protect your favorite reads with this beautiful puffy book sleeve inspired by the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Its soft padding will keep your book safe from wear and tear on the go. I love it. I like that it's puffy, but really liking the design. I think it is beautiful and very gothic, which is great for the spooky season. Next, we have a Throne of Glass inspired necklace. Let's look at this. For those of you who are new here, just know that I'm a huge Maas fan. So Sarah J. Maas is like my favorite current author. And here is our Terrasen necklace. It is very beautiful. It's got the mountains, got some woods, and then of course the castle. And it says Terrasen at the bottom. Carry a piece of Terrasen with you on every adventure. Show off your love for the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas with this sleek silver Terrasen Kingdom necklace designed by the lovely at No One Designs. This may be like my favorite jewelry that I've received from any of my unboxings because I am such a huge fan. Next, we have a Beauty and the Beast inspired fridge magnet. This is a very big fridge magnet. So here is our very big fridge magnet. Inspired by the beloved fairy tale of Beauty and the Beast, this enchanting library themed note magnet is a perfect addition to your kitchen or office space. Designed by at the Bookish Box. So it says themed note magnet. Like, I think you can write on this like maybe with dry erase marker. Possibly that's why this is so big, because it's supposed to be for notes, but I don't really know. It's a very big magnet. I do think it's pretty because it has books on it. Next, we have our Wanderlust window, and this one is for Valeris. So this is from A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is also another Sarah J. Maas series. So I'm really liking this box. So here is our beautiful Wanderlust window at Valeris, and we even have the Bat Boys in the sky. Introducing the 6th Wanderlust window to be featured in our young adult box. This month's 2023 collectible Wanderlust window is inspired by the beloved A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, providing a peek into beautiful Valeris featuring the Bat Boys, designed by at Gabrielle Ragusi. I absolutely love these, and I should definitely show you guys my wall where I'm hanging them. Probably once we get all of them, and then I will show off the wall where I'm putting them up. And our last bookish item is actually our art print. So our July 2023 young adult theme announcement by the amazing at Natalie Bernard Art features Oriah from The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, which I have not read. It is on my to be read list. I'm hoping I'll get to it soon because I've heard fantastic things. And as usual, they don't tell us what the theme actually is in the box. But we get our beautiful art print, which I do love these. I think Natalie Bernard is a fantastic artist. We do also have this, which I think is an advertisement for a book and also a candle company. I'm not quite sure, but I will definitely Google these things and check them out. Before we jump to our book this month, let's discuss the items. So we had the book sleeve, the Blood and Ash inspired book sleeve. We had the Bookish card wallet. We had the Beauty and the Beast magnet that was abnormally large, but it might be a note magnet. We have the Throne of Glass inspired necklace. We have our art print, of course, and then we have the Wanderlust window. So my favorite item is probably actually going to be the necklace. So I do love it. Followed closely, very closely by both the Wanderlust window, simply because it was from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then the book sleeve because now I'm obsessed with them and I really liked the very gothic decor for this book sleeve this month. So those are mine. I would love to hear yours as always. So our book this month is Court of the Undying Seasons by A.M. Strickland. Our feature title is Court of the Undying Seasons by A.M. Strickland. When 19-year-old Finn volunteers to take her secret love's place in their village's finding, she is terrified. Those who are chosen at the finding are whisked away to Castle Quartar, a vampire school where human students either succeed and become vampires, fail and spend the rest of their lives as human thralls, or they don't survive long enough to become either. Finn is determined to forge a different path, learn how to kill the undead, and get revenge for her mother who was taken by the vampires years ago. But Quartar is as captivating as it is deadly, and Finn is quickly swept up in her new world and its inhabitants, particularly Gavron, her handsome and hostile vampire maker, whose blood is nothing short of intoxicating. As Finn begins to discover new aspects of her own identity and test her newfound powers, she stumbles across a string of murders that may be connected to a larger ritual, one with potentially lethal consequences for vampires and humans alike. Finn must uncover the truth and find the killer before she loses her life or betrays her own heart. It's a vampire book. It seems like there's a romance component, so I am definitely sold. I do also like getting this like around Halloween. I know this was supposed to be the June Bookish Box, but it's October and it's about vampires, so very fitting. Let's get into all the details for our exclusive hardcover edition. So we do have a signed author overlay. We do also have an author letter. We have an exclusive hardcover case, which is very gothic and very like horror-esque. I'm actually really digging it. We have stenciled edges, and I like that they're different, and obviously it gets bloody. And lastly, we have illustrative character end papers. Looking forward to reading this. I'm currently working on A Crown of Ivy and Glass. Once I finish that up, I'll be working through my next Owl Crate book, which is The Dark Descent, and then I will be reading Court of the Undying Seasons. I am also currently working on getting together the recap for Crescent City Book 1, and then of course going into Book 2, all in time for hopefully when Book 3 comes out at the end of January. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings, and make sure you're subscribed to join me for more bookish fun. Enjoy your spooky season, everyone.